All right, welcome to Beer Parlor Politics, where we can talk and drink. It's only that there's a Buhari in the house.
There's a Malam in the house.
No, there's a Buhari.
Well, if you say there's the Buhari is in the grave, maybe you're talking about that Buhari. Well, you know, we have a Buhari was the speaker for just how many months under President?
Yeah, from Kano State.
Yes, so maybe that Buhari is the one you're talking
No,
about.
I'm talking about Muhammadu Buhari.
Well, Muhammadu Buhari is in the
reincarnated.
grave in
Idara.
So maybe you should take a trip to Idara and see him there.
All right. Most of the time we normally say Benin people started and say Benin is not Lagos. They say Edo is not Lagos. But it's like Abuja is fast becoming Lagos. I mean, touts everywhere. You are on the road, they peep into your car, everything. You can't even use your own personal car to carry load. Very appalling.
Yeah.
Now, we heard about what happened. Agboro drive chasing after one woman and the husband and their child, that they bought one fridge to go and celebrate at home. And all of a sudden, they had an accident, fell over to a gully, and they all lost their lives.
It's a sad story.
It's something that has been done, especially the revenue collectors, these AMAC revenue collectors. The chairman of AMAC needs to know that this cannot continue. These are barbaric action and act. They must know that. They have to use a civil way of knowing how to collect revenue, not this one at all. And these are the boys they use for most of these their heinous acts during political issues. They bring these thugs from nowhere and they compensate them with collecting revenue on their behalf, disturbing law-abiding citizens on the road.
They are everywhere in the city. You go to area where every damn junction they are there causing mayhem. You can't just park to just say you want to look for direction. The next thing they said, oh, you have
picking passengers.
Yes, you are picking passengers, or your car is a boat, and then you're not supposed to. I don't know how they come to that. Are we fast becoming Lagos or something? Is Abuja becoming Lagos?
This has to be addressed quickly. It has to be addressed.
No, for me, the entire family has been wiped because of this stupidity, and nothing will happen. I will move on until people start being accountable to issues. It's not going to stop. There should be a way of collecting revenues. These are private vehicles. As I was sharing you off camera, the road I was traveling, I was on the road driving somewhere in that area one. These stupid boys, they stopped me. As on what ground? This is not a commercial vehicle. And they want to harass me. Thank God for my size, so I forbid the person that day, and probably will end up police station. This stupidity has to be addressed. Private vehicles have their own number. Public vehicles have their numbers. Look at the number plates. And it was so funny that I was even alone in the car. Okay, I was with my wife. So where is the passenger? Not that I stopped to pick at the traffic there. You stop. He asked me to stop. On what ground? You're not VIO, you're not road safety. And my car, there was no advert on the body of the car. So
we hope they are.
So, the saddest part of it is that you see this say that goes that the rat that destroyed the drum with its own skin is not enough to prepare a new drums. This riffraff that has cut a total wipeout of that family. Even if you try them and whatever you do to them, when their life is not commensurate to the life of the family they have caused, they are dead. So it's so sad. The government of the day, their primary assignment is to protect lives and property. They should take decisive steps to deal with this mayhem. We know that these boys are useful to you in your elections, but please do something seriously to avert this. There's better way for you to settle them. Give them jobs, give them contract, what have you. Don't allow them to cost me to law-abiding citizens using the road that they pay tax to construct.
Okay, all right. Let's discuss some other things. INEC has come out and said that they are not dilly-dallying in answering political parties that want to make adjustment to their to their logo or whatever, or registration. They are putting everything together to make sure they address the issue all at once. Philip, INEC for the first time they're speaking.
Yes, 2027 is fast approaching, and the political parties are upheaved, and people are agitating that most of the political party, they don't have ideology, do not meet the aspiration and the dreams of Nigerians, so they are trying to do all they can to bring about political parties that can stand the test of time. And this has resulted as people submitting application for new political party registration. And the last count, the INEC said that they had 171 applications. And within this one, what has delayed for them to move to the next stage is that some persons who initially submitted application had defected from that association, or they have gone to other party, or their acronym has been changed, or also they had double submission and all of that by the same association. But that they are trying to do the cleanup, and soon as they will move to the next stage. I think it's a welcome development. INEC should do more, and they should allow people to freely associate as allowed by the Constitution and flow their political parties and be prepared for the 2027 general elections.
Peter, on INEC, so many issues they don't answer. For the first time they're speaking of on electoral reforms, they've not said anything. On the slogan "Fix INEC Now," they don't speak too much, but this one now, they are trying to speak, because a lot of political parties or intending political parties have made their intention known to register with INEC, but they hardly speak. But this time they spoke.
For speaking, people could give them codes, but me, I wouldn't do that, because some of these people that want to register about they submitted this in for more than 2 years ago. Why wait to do everything together? Do this in batches. Election is just less than 2 years. When would this thing be done? When would they have their candidate? When they have their offices? How they don't have enough time to prepare for the elections. You don't wait towards the end of the election to do what you ought to do. I'm aware that some even submitted at the end of the last election. So why wait? Why wait for every other person? Do it in batches. As you submit your intent for registration, they should process it. As a process, if you have an issue, they should let you know. Not wait to be badging it, be keeping it to the end of this time.
He said the commission will treat all applicants, he said, fairly. He said he's added that INEC will continue to keep Nigeria informed about its activities.
See, I don't have a problem with them treating everybody fairly. What you're looking at is the timing. I can't submit 2 years ago, and you're badging me with somebody that submitted this year. Time is a factor in election. Election
there's no long period.
Yes, election is not the one-day thing. It takes years to prepare. Somebody have submitted 2 years ago, had a plan for this 2027 election. By now, this person should have been putting his structures in every state ready. Now, people should have been trying to buy from to contest under their platform. But I understand that they can't move forward because of INEC inactions. Now they're coming now to tell us, so should start clapping. If I was one that submitted my intent to register a party for 3 years ago, I want people to be clapping. So INEC is like every other government institution that is docile. They don't do things at 20 ease. They do things at their own pace, which is wrong.
Not according to how they work.
You should have a department in that organization that deals with it. So as people register, they attend to it. That is my concern. That is my take on this.
Okay, all right. Let's quickly flip back to Rivers State on the local government election. A chieftain of the all-ruling Progressive Congress, APC, Eze Chukwuemeka Eze, has hailed the people of Rivers State for boycotting what he described as a sham. He said, as a sham local government area election last Saturday. He said he believes strongly that the election will be trashed by the courts. You know, this election, I mean, it's like Nigerians are bleeding from their hearts. They can cry from their mouth. Philip.
You see, it's a good thing that a member of the ruling party that is perpetuating all the evils in the land, as it were, especially in Rivers State, A member of the ruling party that declared a state of emergency in Rivers State without following due process. A member of the ruling party that declared a state of emergency in Rivers State with a two-third majority vote with voice vote has come out to say that the truth remains that a sole administrator has no powers to conduct a local government election. That is why he tagged the local government election as a scam, as a charade, and that he's so proud of his Rivers people who refused to come out and cast their vote. It was reported that the suspended governor never showed up for the election to cast his vote. That is sign of protest. The man might be a weakler, might be other, but that singular act is a welcome development. And what Eze is saying here is that, look, you cannot place something on nothing. That the so-called election that they have conducted, it is based on nothing. It's not avoid from the word go, because the man who instituted the electoral the rec of Rivers and conduct the election do not have the legal right, does not have the constitutional right. And beside, the so-called rec that was constituted in Rivers State that conduct the election was not constituted according to law, because the law is very clear that when you nominate the members of the Rivers State Electoral Commission, they had to appear before the State House of Assembly, and they had to be screened by the House and cleared by the House before the governor can appoint them. So the sole administrator, which House clear these members of the REC? And don't forget that the so-called REC chairman is from Cross River, and we're talking about Rivers here, and this is something that is indigenous to Rivers when you talk about REC. So I think Eze is not just saying what he's saying. What he's saying is based on law. He drew his analogy from the Constitution, from what I just said before you. If this is what the law require for you to get a board, a REC to be in place so that you can conduct a local government election, and that REC is not a place and just supplanted some persons that you call the REC and you conduct election. If we have courts in the land, the court will not hesitate to trash it. And that's what Eze has said. And that's what will happen if anybody will go to court against it. See, don't forget, the court is not for that Christmas. They will not give you what you do not ask for. Somebody has to come to court and say, look, we are against this election before the court can act.
Rivers, always in the news.
Rivers,
for the wrong reasons.
They won't stop amazing us until this anomaly is corrected, until the governor come back to his seat and fight for what is right for the river people. For the first time, INEC even spoke with regards to this election before it happened. They queried the legality of this election. INEC itself, they had their own concerns, which they had. So showing how desperate these people are, where they went ahead with the election. And that shows that Abinishide was their target, to make sure that the election held before the governor comes back, to put their people in the position of headship in the local government areas of River State, and which they think they achieved. Major concerns of most Nigerians is that at ease now, we are worried of going to court. We feel like it's a lost battle, which might not be, because there are a lot of cases in the court that might not be decided to this time that it expires. Like those that went to court to challenge the legality of federal government removing governor, as Supreme Court attended to it. No. So they could keep it in court. They control the court. That is the most annoying thing. They could keep it in court the expiration of the term of these council members. So they know that these things they have control. So that's why they are doing it with impunity. These people have no regards to the electorate. If they do have regards to the electorate, if they believe the election is determined by a vote, they will consult us until they do. Because they know they can write figures. Okay, let's look at the figures they churn out. With video evidence showing the voters' apathy. Now you're telling somebody won 100,000. From where? With high level of the voter apathy, you go to some councils.
When people did not come out.
So where did they vote? Where? Even even the Eze even said they have on record some videos where the INEC official, the state electoral body official were templating for APC, but nobody was there. So until this anomaly ends, I feel sorry for Rivers, and I hope to be wrong, that the current government doesn't appear to somebody that has a bite to fight for his people. For me, I think, from what I understand, I think Fubara has given up on Rivers. He just want to come and mark to register for the remaining time he's going to spend there, because he said he has considered everything to them. But if he has not considered everything to them, this election shouldn't stand. It shouldn't stand. And secondly, Rivers cannot be only state that they should pay their federal rec. They should pay their money straight to the local government. Other states, which is wrong, she controls money comes to local government. So Rivers shouldn't be otherwise.
An exception.
It shouldn't be an exception. So the governor should fight for the people. But for the freelance of God, he's giving up on the whole fight. It's quite unfortunate for Rivers State.
Well, I said it in our last episode that the problem we have in this country, and will continue to have until it's corrected, is weak institutions. You just mentioned the case that are before the courts and the delayed tactics, that the case had not been mentioned, and the Solad have done is 6 months completely, and it's leaving, and the case is, they have not even mentioned the case, that if somebody will go to court in respect of this local government election, it will follow the same pattern.
But so, I remember we brought this up, why this case have not been in court, and I can remember what you said, that it takes processes for these cases to be filed, and the processes are still on. But in a case where
which is national importance.
Exactly.
You see, when it takes process, the process does not have to last forever.
Yeah.
There are processes, but
which
it's
is
not
true.
forever. They are always process. You see, this is the problem with this country. It's also pretend that they are weak institutions. That's what I'm saying. Until the institutions are strengthening, we can't move ahead. We need to strengthen our institutions, such as the judiciary, the police, all our institutions, INEC, and all of that. And that's why we have also, made mention of the fact that the process with which INEC officials have been appointed, especially the chairman, should be revisited. And somebody re-echoed, I think Jonathan, former president, and some other person has joined, added their voice to what we said months back. Because that's the only way you can strengthen the institution. And I said it this morning, it's on record, that we need men and women of integrity and character to man this institution. I did make reference to what is happening in the United States, wherein Donald Trump woke up and said he's sacking a governor of the CB, of their central governor, one of them. Yeah. And the lady said, look, you don't have that constitutional right. It is my duty, and I have to serve out my term, and I think the matter is still ongoing. So we need people like that in Nigeria to say, look, Mr. President, yes, you are my president, but this is what the Constitution says about my office, and that is what I'm going to do. Until we have such people in offices, our institution will continue to play the sacrificing role to those in power.
Well, we can't take more than this. Today is weekend. Enjoy your weekend, like the president tells us. Enjoy your weekend, Philip. Enjoy your weekend, Philip. And to all our listeners, enjoy your weekend.